On the surface, it looks easy. You grab a film roll, put it in a box, and slap on a label. But when you're starting a new business, nothing is that simple. My new premium film brand, Shield Me, is still in its early days, and every order is a test. In this video, we're walking you through the prep, the process, the problems, and how we finally get these early shipments out. We're at the very beginning of starting a business. In pre-launch, every shipment is a test, and one mistake could set us back. So let's see what it actually takes to ship out an order. Now, before I show you the whole process of how we fulfill orders for Shield Me, I'm gonna be laying down some ground rules. So we also have our other company operating, which is Brotherceo Designs, BTD. And the whole process of placing the order to fulfilling the order to the customer getting the order, and then what happens after they receive it, it's already dialed down. However, since Shield Me is a newer company, we have no systems in place, we have no boxes, we have no standards. So right now, we're trying to figure out the best way to fulfill each order. For Shield Me, it's gonna have two sites. Right now, our retail site is open for anyone to be able to purchase, whether it be films, whether it be tools, and then later supplies. But our dealer side, we're only taking people in by a wait list. So the reason why we're doing that is because we don't wanna just launch Shield Me and it just be fucked up where we don't even have a standard in place. Maybe our cuts are fucked up or our shipping is fucked up. We're gonna gather data. We're gonna see the boxes we need to get, what is actually selling to fix the procedures and the steps that are kind of wanky. I don't know if that's a word. But we need to fix that first in order for us to be able to do a full-scale launch. How an order starts for a film is gonna be different than any tools or supplies, because tools and supplies is gonna be a little bit easier. Smack a label and then just ship it out. Window film is a little bit different. To lower the cost, it just makes more sense to get a full roll and then cut it based on the needs of each shop, of each dealer. Because if we were to get it straight from the manufacturer, like exact sizes, then it would be very expensive and we would have a lot of inventory, which doesn't make sense for us. So it just makes more sense to have the costs be a lot less by getting a full roll, but that means that we have to do the labor and we have to cut it. So once we get the material, we're gonna go to our slitter machine to be able to cut it. Today we're gonna be fulfilling an order for our retail site for Shield Me, which essentially it's gonna be dyed window tint, and it's gonna be a beginner toolkit set. Yesterday, I was cutting some rolls for the window tint that we're gonna be shipping out. So now it's just a matter of taking off the tape, packaging them, finding the box, and shipping it out. After testing a few different ways to how to ship them, it just makes more sense to ship them in a bag to just have that extra protective layer. And right now I'm just checking for any defects, which there isn't. So now that it's ready, I'm just gonna bag it up. So that way, once it's in the box, it's gonna be protected from potentially getting scratched or damaged. So once that's done, I just put the end caps for it to just travel inside the box without the actual film touching the box. So then once it travels, it's gonna be safe, it's not gonna get creased, it's not gonna get damaged. Ultimately, right now, what I do have to do is I have to find the box. Right now, I did make custom order boxes, but they're still not shipped. So for now, I'm gonna have to use one of the boxes, one of our like blank boxes that we use for window tint. And essentially that's the whole process of starting a business from scratch. We've already done it once with BTD. Now we have all the standards, all the boxes, all the procedures. We have it to a T where everything is already locked in for Brotherceo Designs, but for Shield Me, we need to start perfecting it. So you see it fits perfectly. However, this box is meant for a 24-inch. Now this one, because it does have potential to move, I'm gonna be adding some stuffing. Boom, you got it down. You put the cover, boom. And then the first part of the order is complete. Before, what I used to do is I used to just tape it up, but that kind of looks bad, that kind of looks nasty. So I did end up buying a machine that uses straps. I haven't used it before, so we're gonna be using it right now. So this one was actually like $350. On websites like Uline, on websites like Ranger, they're going for $1,500. I'm just gonna charge it right now. While it charges for a few minutes, I'm gonna get the other material I need for the strapping. One of the things I did was get a box, like because it's a beginner toolkit. Most people, what they end up buying is the tools and the film to practice with. I used to ship out the toolkit by itself and then the film roll by itself. So over here you have about $9 in shipping for the film. And then you also have another $7 for the small toolkit box. So all in all, I think it comes out to like $16 versus me buying a box like this, putting everything together, $9 in shipping. I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be doing the box. Once you start getting a flow, once you have consistent orders, it just makes a lot more sense to keep everything together. Cause like if you see me right now, I had to go back and forth. And as you start getting more orders, you have to figure out how to set up your stations, how to set up your warehouse. To fulfill just one order, it takes me about 1 hour. And I'm probably gonna be going back and forth and it just wastes a lot of time. By the way, this is the first time I'm doing everything, so you're gonna see it firsthand on camera, me trying out a new system. That it's gonna work, it's gonna work. I just have to figure it out, and once I figure it out, it's gonna look more natural and it's gonna flow a lot easier, but I don't even know how to use this, so. What does it say? All right, so.
This is? What the fuck was that?
That's the whole thing about figuring out the logistics, because imagine we were to launch and then we don't have the materials down, which is the actual film roll. We don't have the quality down. We don't have the processes, we don't have the packaging, we don't have the boxings. So right now, we're, like I mentioned, we're just testing small things, figuring out the kinks. And then once we're ready, then that's when we're gonna go full scale. So it's better to spend an hour figuring out the kinks on one order and then having 100 orders and not being able to fulfill them. All right guys, after, what was it, like 5 tries? After 5 tries, we finally got it down. This goes in the box. It goes in perfectly. Then the toolkits. So now all we have to do is we have to put stuffing and we should be good. It's gonna be for the edges. All we have to do is weigh it. The reason why I'm weighing it is because we don't have things, we don't have items, we don't have packages that are standardized, so we don't have the measurements and we don't have the weight already in the system. So because we don't have it in the system, we're gonna have to weigh it first to be able to print out the label. It actually weighs 7.8 pounds. Our website is hosted by Shopify. Over here, this order is unfulfilled. And then if we look at the items, it's the dyed window tint and the window tint beginner toolkit. 2 orders, so we're gonna be shipping them in 1. So let's go ahead and ship out the orders and let me show you how that looks like. So essentially, for Shopify, I'm gonna do it directly through Shopify. Now for our other business, BTD, we have ShipStation. Now ShipStation allows us to gather the shipping information from multiple platforms, because we also sell on Amazon, we sell on eBay, we sell on Etsy, and we sell on our own website. From there, we're able to buy the labels all at once. They also give us a good discount. Shopify gives us a discount too, depending on your tier. And it's a lot better than buying them directly from like FedEx or from UPS, because at that point, you're gonna be buying retail versus through Shopify or through ShipStation. You already have their discounts. So now I'm gonna go to create a shipping label. Let me click on it. You see that my subtotal is 0 because I haven't entered any information. It's already assuming that I'm gonna ship them together, which is why they're bundled here, so I don't have to do anything else. All I have to do is enter the measurements. So let me add a package. It's gonna be a custom box, 26 by 8 by 8. The weight we have said it's 7.8. I could put 7.8 or I could round it up to whatever. Now that I add the package, it's gonna give me a list of different carriers. So for example, if I ship it through UPS Ground Advantage, which is suggested, is gonna be $13.25. UPS Priority Mail Express, which is the fastest, $54, doesn't make sense. UPS Ground, 2 business days, $11.55. Now, I don't wanna go with the cheapest. I'm not gonna go with USPS because from our experience, USPS tends to not be reliable in the sense where their main focus is to deliver envelopes, mail. We're gonna go with UPS Ground. I know it's gonna be a little bit more expensive. It has tracking and delivery confirmation, which that's the norm for e-commerce nowadays. As soon as you get the order, you want to track your package. That's what I do. So it has trackage. It has trackage and insurance up to $100. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy the shipping label. If the system was optimized and it was standardized, all I would need to do is I would just need to print it, and essentially I would have the label here and it would just be perfect. But again, the shipping station that we have, it's for the other company, not for Shield Me. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to buy the package. I'm gonna have to email it to the warehouse account. So let me go ahead and print them. Now the process for shipping is very easy. So what we used to do is we used to have paper. We used to print it out on the documents, and then we used to have that paper and we used to just tape it up. Like I mentioned in the beginning, it doesn't make sense to spend your money on equipment. Save your money, use it to better the product, use it to better your offer, use it to better your whatever it is you need to better to provide value for the customer. Spend your money on that first. Luckily, we have thermal labels that allow us to just print out the labels, slap it on, and we're done. So that's a wrap showing you how we're fulfilling the orders for Shield Me. So just to recap, Shield Me hasn't had an official launch. It's still in a pre-launch, soft launch. Now, for the dealer side, we're only accepting a few select dealers. That way we could gather feedback, we could gather data. Because at that point, if we continuously fuck up, then that's gonna be the reputation of Shield Me, where it's just a Mickey Mouse brand. And that's what we don't want. And so it's gonna take us longer to launch. It might take us months. And honestly, it might even take us years for us to launch Shield Me at a full scale. Final recommendations, if you are barely starting your e-commerce or any business, just spend your money on the things that you need. That's gonna make your customers' life a lot easier. That's gonna add value to them. And then don't waste your money on tools, on fancy equipment, on software. On that end, just hold off a bit until you're making enough money to reinvest into buying those equipments. But in the beginning, just focus on the product, focus on your customer, and making their lives a lot better.